No sound detected? No sound. I should have sound now. Should have sound now. Is it working? It's working. All right, we're finally working. Happy Monday, people. Motivational Monday. Hey, hey, hey. Don't mind me. Sorry about last night. We ended up finishing up on my cell phone because, well, my computer crashed. So, and I've been working on it all day long. So we're going to see how long it lasts here before I decide to go back to Linux again. Yeah. Have I ever said how much I hate computers? But yet I've I've worked with computers since 1986. Go figure, right? But you know what? Hey, we all got to have our bane. Spider-Man has Sandman. Iron Man has Doctor Doom. You know, I mean, we all have our enemies, our banes. Our Batman has Bane. Batman has the Joker, our arch nemesis. So me, I've got computers. I love to hate them. Gosh darn, this old computer really wish itself don't do quite what I want, only what I tell it. And before we go anywhere today, I want you to understand something about yourself. You're influencing people even when you don't realize it. Yep, yep, I kid you not. See, your presence is teaching. Your habits are teaching. Your reactions are teaching. And whether you like it or not, your life is creating leaders. Yep, yep. Whether you like it or not, your life is creating leaders by the actions you do, the habits you do, the presence that you're giving, the cadence that you have, the choices you make. All those things give you the secret, undying truth that you're creating a leader. Somebody out there is watching you because your influence is creating them. You know, and give an idea. I didn't realize this until I want to say years ago. Probably when I launched my first business, or maybe a second, I think it was. It wasn't until, well, all right. So when I was younger, I had this Kool-Aid stand out in front of my house. All right, you guys know about this. I've told you about this time. And then from the Kool-Aid stand, I hired my best friend to watch it for me while I try and rode my bike. I didn't like that. So what I did was I got him to take part of his money and give it to somebody else to watch the Kool-Aid stand for us so that him and I could go ride our bikes together. Sounds like a manager-employee relationship, doesn't it? Well, I didn't like riding my bike alone, and I wanted my best friend with me. And well, long story short, later on, when I started my first computer business in 1986, I took along, oh my God, what? I'm going to start charging you for these. Magically, 3 pairs of scissors in a kitchen, and magically 3 pairs of scissors in a kitchen, and mine are the best ones for it, I guess, right?
What's this thing? No,
Now it is. Hey, that was my tax. That was my dad tax. Yeah, I cut off a little piece like this. Those things are good, you know. All right. Anyways, so I started my computer business, and when I started it, all right, I try and let people call and connect to the internet and stuff like that. But what I ended up doing was it was taking a lot of my time. And I remembered how I ended up helping my buddy, my best friend at that time, do some of the work for me. So I had co-sysops, system operators that would work for me, except that they ended up having to work when we were having parties. So I let them hire out co-sysops that would work taking care of the system, monitoring the channels and stuff like that, while we were all hanging out. All right. Fast forward a little bit farther. When I started my pizza place, one of those people that used to call my system that I had as a co-sysop, that ended up hiring somebody as a co-sysop, asked me about how to start a business. And so I started helping them. I talked to them about it. And they're like, you know what? I've been doing that, except I don't have any time. And how did we always end up you running a business, and how did we always end up having so much time to have so much fun together? I mean, you had that BBS, you had that internet service, but yet you always had time. And so I ended up teaching them. My best friend from when I was a kid came up to me and asked me about that. How come we always got to ride bikes while your Kool-Aid stand still happened? And so I told him how it happened. That we created a system, him and I, that what we ended up doing is we found and created leaders underneath us. And that's when it clicked on them that, oh, you weren't just trying and taking us, you were actually having us run the business for you, but you were also teaching us. Yeah. You were teaching us to teach leaders how to lead as opposed to always doing it. And you know what? Something really messed up is all these years I still have that same problem myself. I tend to try and love delegating stuff, but when it comes down to it, I will honestly say that 9 times out of 10 I end up doing it myself because I like that hands-on feeling. And I complain about not being able to delegate it. So see, even I have to go through some of these challenges at times to relearn these things. But the thing is, though, is that I passed that influence onto them. And my one buddy, he ended up starting a restaurant up on the north side of Chicago. He's got 3 locations now. I'm excited for him. My one buddy, I think he's got a IT company now. I think a managed IT company that he takes care of. And he's out in like Des Plaines that he takes care of. And he's probably got about 100 something employees working for him. And it's pretty awesome that we still talk at times, and they say that, you know what, we learn from you just by hanging out with you and talking with you and seeing how you handled your business back then. Because see, most of your influence will come from people that never realize they're watching you, but they are. They think they're hanging out with you. They think they're trying to just having a good time with you. They think that they're just chilling. But truthfully, when they look back at the times, they realize that no, they're actually learning. Like your kids, for example. Nine times out of 10, they don't realize they're learning and they're learning from example. They're watching you. Whether they're watching you try and take and pop a cigarette in your mouth, unfortunately, every 5 minutes, or whether they're watching you sit there and doom scroll on Facebook, or whether they're sitting there watching you pick up a book and read a book. They see your habits and they mimic them. I've got a young son that actually picks up and cleans up shoes and garbage and whatever like this. If it doesn't belong there, he picks up and moves it around. And you know what? The stories I hear about that are just phenomenal. I'm proud of him because of the fact that he's picking up and learning proper things. Now, if only the teenagers would do that, which I don't understand where I failed on that one. I just don't understand. All right. My bedroom's clean. The house is clean. But yet, one teenager's room, I've seen landfills cleaner. I don't understand. But I'm not gonna shame who offhand, but yeah. And so I'm like, where is she? Where are they learning that from? Because influence is silence. People study your consistency. Do you know, realize when I was loading up my TikTok tonight, it came up saying, "You wowza." I should have took a screenshot and saved it. All right. Which I actually want to know why TikTok. TikTok really is, and I'm going to try and vent for a second. TikTok really, I don't understand why TikTok is saying that this video does not meet the community service, violates the terms of service or whatever like this. I don't see any advertisement on there for my own personal website. I just see your influences creating leaders. I see the banner. I see all that stuff like that. I see the WOW logo. I see my goals. I don't see any websites directing people going anywhere. I don't see any of that stuff. So I don't understand. But anyways, the point I'm trying to get across though is as I was loading up TikTok, it says, wowza, your consistency is 100% better than all the other creators out there. That you've gone 22 days straight live. And it's like, you know what? That's cool. And the other neat thing is influence is contagious. Because see, when your discipline becomes someone else's standard, when people look up to you and say, oh my goodness gracious, he's done 22 days straight, or actually, truthfully, it's 173 days straight. Yes, 173 days straight. My God, I hope Bobit's not burning something in there. But 173 days live every single day, whether I'm live on my cell phone or live in 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 uh, in on the computer. And you know what? That's pure generated influence. My model is becoming somebody else's blueprint. Somebody else is going to take this and say, you know what? If he can try and do it for 173 days, I can do it for 173 days. Do you realize in less than 9 days, this year will be halfway over? Oh, 9 days, 9 days, 9 days, 9 days, 9 days. And this year will be almost over. Yeah. And where are you doing? What have you done for the last 170 something days? Are you going to keep doing what you've done for the last 173 days? Or are you going to make a change? Hey, Alicia, are you going to make a change? Because people are watching. Your influence is contagious. People are watching. Even though on TikTok right now, even though it shows no actual viewers, I know there are people out there just sitting there, just listening in. They didn't hit that join now button. They're just sitting there. Yeah, I'm talking to you right there, buddy. I see you just sitting there, afraid to hit that join now button for fear I'm going to say, quick, hit all the likes and the hearts and join the heartbeat and blah, blah. I'm not going to say that. Sit there, enjoy. It'd be nice if you followed me. That'd be cool. But you know what? It'd be nicer if you shared me. But you know what? This is a no stress environment. I'm not going to try and say, hey, I need the likes. I need the hearts. I need the. No, I'm here to give a message. And the message is your influence is creating leaders. What you do on a daily basis, people see. And I have to ask, if you had to ask yourself, what is something that somebody learned from you, what would it be? What would something be that somebody learned from you without ever actually teaching it? Starting over. Yeah, thank you. Somebody posted up on YouTube, starting over. Yeah, how to start over. Anybody else? Dream big. Okay, yep. Dream big. Yeah, keep dreaming. You know, my favorite just quote is if the dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. Seriously. If the dream is not big enough, it's not big enough. I mean, if the dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. Because what happens is your dream is supposed to make you grow. Your dream is supposed to make you want to expand and get into something bigger. You don't sit here and try and dream about living in a dumpster, do you? You live in an apartment. You don't dream about living in a camper. Well, actually, yeah, I do. I mean, you don't dream about living in a cardboard box down by the river, do you? Well, actually, when you're living in a van down by the river. Chris Farley, great guy. I love that skit. But you know what? Seriously, if your dream does not scare you, Milo, where have you been, my friend? If your dream does not scare you, it's not big enough. Because you're not just living your life, you're shaping somebody else's. And I'm going to break it down. The three ways people. You know what? Good for you. Good job. Good job, Milo. Good job. You got to lock in life at times because you know what? We only have one life to live. Good job. How's that girlfriend? You got to break down three ways people become leaders because of you. That is excellent. That's great news, man. That's great news. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, you have to focus on life because you only have one. This is best years of your life. Trust me, you'll never get them back. And when you're old like me, you'll be like, oh man, boy, I should have tried and got off that darn computer and played more outside. Trust me, I miss playing outside, running around pretending to play Star Wars with my best friend. Ah, with fake lightsabers. But you know what? You know what? You got to go with it, man. You got to enjoy life. You still got to focus on the future, but you got to take time out and enjoy it. You got to stop doom scrolling on that Facebook, on that TikTok, on that other stuff like that, and focus on the good stuff that you're putting in. Gigo, garbage in, garbage out. What you put in your mind is what's going to come out, and so you got to focus on that, and then just enjoy life. Do what's best for you. You always have to do what's best for you. But you know what? When you break down the three ways people become leaders because of you, it falls into the three M's. And we're not talking about a Scotch tape company. We're talking about modeling, mirroring, and momentum. Now you can try and write that down and add some Scotch tape to it. Yeah. But you know what? Modeling, mirroring, and momentum. Those are the three M's on how people become leaders because of you. See, modeling is how people copy what they see, mimicking. Kids do it all the time. We do it all the time. You ever notice when you start hanging out with a new bunch of people? All right. When you start hanging out with a bunch of people, after the first couple of days, you actually start saying a couple words just like they talk. You ever notice how some of the things that you start to like is something that they like? We start modeling after what they do, after what they like. And then what happens is we mirror it. We mirror their energy levels. That's why they say depression is contagious. Energy is contagious. A good mood is contagious. A smile is contagious. But you know what? It's true. Seriously, have you ever walked down the street and just smile at somebody? Instantaneously, they'll smile back. Unless, of course, they're really a grumpalumpus. If they're a grumpalumpus, well, there's nothing you can do to help it. Are you on the island? Is that Trump? They're handing out candy again. Okay, they're saying new movies out, deliverance to Betty Trump. Squealing like a piggy, huh? Okay, sure. Your AI is not working right. I know mine in the living room. We set it up the other day, and she was babbling about the ant people. I'm like, what? Ant people? Ant people? That's what I get for watching History Channel, huh? And Ancient Aliens. But no, what happens is your energy becomes their energy, or their energy becomes your energy. When you're walking down the street and you smile at people, they smile back, unless they're the grumpalumpus. If they're not a grumpalumpus, 9 times out of 10, people are going to smile back. That's like driving down a car. Have you ever waved at people just driving down the street? Wave at people? They instinctively wave back. Why? Because an instinct. It's a human instinct. It's built into us to be socially friendly. And by doing that, you actually do the momentum transfer. By smiling, by waving, by saying hi. Your movement gives them permission to move, gives them permission to reply back. And then it sticks with them. Because what happens is you just gave them a part of your good day, they gave it back. And now it transfers with them. Now, if they decide to try and pass it on, that's up to them. Sort of like that pass it on thing that goes on in the drive through things. Pay it forward. Oh, I'm going to pay for the people in back of me. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Most people don't care about that. But you know what? Some people out there really, really do love that. It comes in handy. A couple restaurants in our area out here. I'll do a shout out to Papa Farms Pizza. They're ones notorious for that. They do a pay it forward type thing. They have little tickets that they have on the wall there. Whereas if you really need a meal, you can go in there, pull the ticket down, and get a free meal out of it. A little shout out to them. They're phenomenal pizza place in town. So, and you know what? With that momentum transfer gives people permission to move themselves. It gives them the it gives them the permission to be a leader themselves. It gives them the incentive. It gives them the courage to step up and create courage in others. Because, see, one person's discipline can raise the standard. There's a movie out there, The Core. All right, it's a good movie. It's about basically the end of the world type stuff. I'm so gonna kill myself on all these wires. One day I'm gonna finish my office. One day. Anyways, there's a movie out there at The Core, and in there, I'll give you a brief some. It's an old movie. It's like from 2006, and they build this drilling machine to go to the core of the Earth to launch a bunch of nuclear weapons to redo whatever. And a couple of scientists go down there, and one of the scientists is going through a massive panic attack. Like, oh my God, the weight of the world is on me. We're never going to make it. We're not going to save the world. We're never going to save the world. We're never going to save the world. And one of the scientists come up to him and says, "You're not saving the world. You're not saving the world." And he pulls out a picture of his family, just his family. Pulls out a picture of his family and says, "You're not saving the world. You're saving them. That's all you're doing. You're just saving them." See, that's the power of leadership. That's the power. Come on, cat. Come on. Just come on. I don't want your butt in my face. Sorry about that. That's the power of leadership. It's not a title. It's courage to save the one person when the time comes. It's the courage to focus on the one person's healing that gives the permission to others to heal themselves. Leadership is not a title. It's a temperature. And when you walk in that room, people notice the temperature changes. And there are three types of leaders. We're going to call them the WWWs. And we're not talking about World Wrestling Mania or World Wide Web or anything like that. We're talking about the Watchers, the Walkers, and the Warriors. Because the Watchers, they learn. They learn from your consistency. They watch what you're doing. They watch everything that you do. And they learn from your consistency. They learn from your discipline. They learn from your habits. They learn from your courage. The walkers. The walkers are the ones that are standing next to you. The walkers are the ones that walk with you. The walkers are the ones that join you with your courage. The walkers are the ones that learn from your courage. They learn from your tron and ambition to move forward. And then there is the warriors. That's why I started the Stormwalker movement. Because we have the Storm Watchers, the Storm Walkers, and the Storm Warriors. Where will you be? That's why I started the Stormwalker Outpost, because that's actually more outdoorsy, camping geared type stuff, which I have everything on Printful. But anyways, or on Shopify. You can check out my link and go to my thingy. I'm going to be finding out how to get it all on TikTok tomorrow. But you know what? The walkers, they learn from your courage. They walk with you, learning with you. And finally, the warriors. The warriors are there. The warriors are the ones standing with you in battle that watch you get bludgeoned. They're the ones that watch you get knocked down and you stand back up. And they're there with you, getting the criticism. They're there with you, learning your resilience. They're there with you, learning how to overcome your challenges. They're there learning with you how to look at your dreams and keep focusing on them, because obstacles are the scary things you see when you take your eyes off your dreams. And those are the warriors. They learn from your resilience. Because, see, you don't need a stage to create leaders. You already have a life that speaks it. Because from this moment forward, I want you to walk like someone who knows that you're being studied. And not by being in pressure. I mean, we're already in a police state where we're being watched continuously on cameras everywhere. But know that you're being watched, and the idea that people are learning from you, that people look up to you. People learn from your consistency. They learn from your courage. They learn from your resilience. They learn from your disciplines. They learn from your habits. And that there are 3 commitments of a leader. Show up, even when you don't feel like it, because people see that. Whether it's showing up for work, or showing up for that doctor's appointment, or showing up for class, or showing up for that marathon, or showing up for that business project, or showing up for that meeting, especially when you don't feel like it, because that is a sign of a leader. Even if you're late, show up. And speak up, because by speaking up, your voice gives others courage. People don't read minds. I've got many friends that think that you should just try to magically read their mind about what they're thinking or what they're doing or what they're whatevering. And people don't read minds. I don't read minds.
Is her server down again?
Why?
My Home Assistant app hasn't worked for 2 weeks straight.
No, it's working just fine.
It won't work at all for me. It keeps saying the internet's down.
All right, well then we'll play with that after I'm done with this.
How long?
5 minutes. Speak up. Your voice gives others courage. And finally, stand up. Because your integrity shows people that you have a backbone. Your integrity becomes somebody else's backbone. Your integrity becomes somebody else's courage to stand up for themselves. Your integrity becomes somebody else's ability to become stronger. Because you know what? You're not just a parent. You're not just a friend. You're not just a coworker. You're not just a dreamer. You're a leader who creates leaders. Because it's time to walk into this week knowing your influence is not casual. It's not accidental. It's not small. You literally are shaping people's futures and you don't even realize it. You're strengthening people's identities. You're creating leaders who will create leaders themselves. And that is a legacy that you're building that you don't even realize right now. The power that is inside of you That's impact. That's you. Because you've withstood more than people know. You've owned more than people seen. And now it's time to move in a way. It's time to win that nobody can ignore. Step up and make your next move your loudest one yet, because you're creating legacy. Whether you want to or not, you're doing it. That's impact. And that's you. Because I believe in you. You need to believe in you.